It's morphin' time. Pterodactyl.
Hi there, this is Datila with Rangers of Wrestling, and it's time. And for tonight, I'll be reviewing AEW Dynamite. All right, so much to talk about tonight. Oh my God, there was so much went down on tonight's episode of Dynamite, but I think we need to talk about Tony Khan's major announcement. All right, so Tony Khan came out. He was going to make a big announcement. He bought out the president of New Japan. But before he could proceed, he was interrupted by Adam Cole, who announced that on Sunday, June 26th, in Chicago, Illinois, at the United Center, we're going to have an AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling event called The Forbidden Door. Holy smokes, that's a major announcement. Like, it's insane. Like, who would have thought AEW and New Japan together? This is something fans have been wanting for the longest, and now they're finally going to get it. That's no doubt going to be a great show, and it's probably going to sell out. So we also found out that on Rampage, you're going to have Adam Cole, versus Ishii in an Owen Hart Qualifier match. And then Jay White came out. And he said he single-handedly sold out Madison Square Garden. It's going to be the Bullet Club and Undisputed Elite. So, oh my God, I'm like really excited. But you know, this isn't the first Jay White appearance on Dynamite. He's been on Dynamite before. So, it's not the first time. But nevertheless, that was a major announcement. I'm super excited for this show. I cannot wait. I'm hoping I can go. I really am. We'll see. We'll see though. All right. But with that being said, AEW Dynamite kicked off with CM Punk versus Dustin Rhodes. This is a match I didn't know I needed to see. Like, wow, holy smokes. Like, this was an amazing match. Like, it really was. I like how both men at the beginning, like, they shake hands. And Dustin Rhodes with that arm drag to CM Punk. Incredible. There is this one spot where, like, Dustin, he was trying to duck CM Punk and he accidentally rolled on the outside, which I thought was kind of hilarious. CM Punk stepping on Dustin's knee, that was kind of vicious. So they said on commentary, CM Punk's record is 16-1. So now with this, he's 17-1. So at one point, Dustin Rhodes did send CM Punk crashing into the ring apron with that arm drag. They did CM Punk did the figure 4 leg lock on Dustin. He tried to break free from it. And he hit him with the crossroads and the pile driver, and it still wasn't enough to pin him. CM Punk kicked out of that. CM Punk ended up being victorious in this match. And at the end, both men hug and they shake hands. And like Dustin lifts, CM Punk's hand. And then at the end, as Punk is walking back to the back, Hangman Adam Page comes out. And like they stare at each other. So I was like, oh my God, that's going to be an incredible match. It's probably going to be Hangman versus Punk at Double or Nothing. But I don't think Punk is going to win. I really don't. I think it's going to be Hangman that's going to retain. I just don't see them taking the belt off Hangman like that. Not that I have a problem with Punk being champion or anything. I just, storytelling wise, I think Hangman is going to hold on to that title until All Out. So then we get an incredible trios match. It's a Blackpool Combat Club versus Dante Martin, Brock Anderson, and Lee Moriarty. I still don't know why the Blackpool Combat Club isn't coming out together. They're still coming out separately in the individual entrances, but I actually really dug this match. Of course, the Blackpool Combat Club goes immediately after their opponents. At one point, each member of the Blackpool Combat Club was beating up on their opponents. It was like hilarious. But Moxley picks up the win when he hits a paradigm shift to Dante Martin. So incredible match, an incredible showing by Dante Martin. Like, he is super fantastic. So we get a backstage segment with the Young Bucks and Undisputed Elite. They're basically talking about how as a team they can't be stopped. And they're going to have a 10-man tag match just to send a message to the locker room. And Adam Cole says the Bucks put the Elite and Undisputed Elite. So pretty excited about that. And then after that was Tony Khan's major announcement, but I already talked about it at the beginning. It's just basically a New Japan AEW crossover show called The Forbidden Door that's going to take place Sunday, June 26th at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. Then we get the Butcher versus Wordle, which I'm not a big fan of the Butcher, but I actually really dug this match. It was not a bad match, honestly. But so before the start of the match, MJF says that Wardlow is a nobody. And Wardlow comes out in handcuffs and he's got security all over, like escorting him to the ring. Butcher biting Wardlow. And you could tell that there was a struggle to take for each match to knock each other down. But in the end, Wardlow power bombs the Butcher 4 times. Powerball Symphony, Powerbomb Symphony. So Wardlow's victorious, and then he ends up leaving in handcuffs. And then we find out later in the night we're gonna get Lance Archer versus Wardlow eventually. So then we get an Eddie Kingston segment. He said that on Rampage it's gonna be him and Daniel Garcia. Jericho Appreciation Society is banned from ringside, and he wants Chris Jericho to watch what he's going to do to Daniel Garcia. So, and he said that people sow what they reap. He says he doesn't, so he only reaps. So I'm actually pretty excited for this. I feel like Eddie Kingston versus Chris Jericho is probably going to happen at Double or Nothing. I feel like that's what it's leading towards. So then we get the first qualifier match of the night. It's Owen Hart Foundation. The men's qualifier match is Jungle Boy versus Kyle O'Reilly. Fantastic match, by the way. They had a lot of incredible matches tonight. So I really like that Jungle Boy broke free from the cross arm breaker. That DDT to Kyle O'Reilly with the bottom rope, it was cool. And Kyle O'Reilly using the snare trap and Jungle Boy using the snare trap and Kyle O'Reilly breaking free from using the rope break. But I really did that butterfly suplex sequence that Kyle O'Reilly did to Jungle Boy. This is an incredible match. I mean, so far so good. The Dynamite was having incredible matches back to back. Really dug this. Then we had Hook's AEW Dynamite debut versus Anthony Henry. So this is a quick match. I don't want to call it a squash match, but it was a quick match nevertheless. Hook impressive as always. What I really like about this was that Danhausen came out trying to curse Hook, but he couldn't curse him. Then he enters the ring and he challenges him to a match. And Hook just smiles and he bumps into him and just walks away. So I'm actually pretty excited. I'm digging the whole Hook Danhausen dynamic here. I don't know about you guys, but I actually really don't mind that pairing. So then we get a brief SCU reunion between Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian. Scorpio Sky basically telling Frankie Kazarian that he will get his first shot at the TNT title match after he wins it back. And Frankie Kazarian always telling him that he still has his back no matter what. Alrighty then we get a Sammy Guevara segment, and basically saying that Ty Conti is the love of his life, and that his girlfriend is hotter than everybody else's. And then the Men of the Year come out and saying that Sammy screwed the fans, screwed the people to get to where he's at. Dan Lambert decided that tonight was about business, hence why they're not in the ring beating him up. And Scorpio Sky basically wants a rematch. And Sammy Guevara says he'll give him the rematch if they get the mixed tag match. So they get that mixed tag match. And so next week we're going to get Sammy Guevara versus Scorpio Sky in a ladder match. That's going to be an insane match. It really is. I'm looking forward to it. Then we get a segment with the House of Black saying that next week Fuego del Sol basically is going to die. Then it's the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Qualifier match. It's Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D. versus Danielle Kamela. And I have to say, this is Britt Baker's first appearance on Dynamite since she lost the AEW Women's title. So she comes out with, I guess, 2 guys from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know who they are because, I don't follow football that much. And, the whole crowd, you can notice the whole crowd is, behind her, and even her parents are in the audience. So she comes out dressed in the Pittsburgh Steelers colors and everything. Even her glove, when she did the lockjaw, had Pittsburgh Steelers colors in it. Of course, she wins. She was not going to lose. Really, her first match back and in her hometown. Come on now. This isn't WWE. But one thing at the end of the match, she cuts a promo saying she's a woman in the ring Pittsburgh finally has a woman in the ring with the mic who knows how to use it. She says that the women's division has been a disaster without her, and she mentions the likes of Ruby Soho, Toni Storm, And she says that if Toni Storm thought cake in the face was bad, when Jamie Hayter wipes the floor with her, she's really going to want to leave the company too. And she's the baddest bitch on the block. So I have to say, I didn't mind the promo. I didn't. And I do like Britt Baker. Big fan of Britt Baker. My issue with this promo is that the fact that Britt Baker got a promo uninterrupted in her hometown. But and she's not even their champion anymore. But Thunder Rosa, who is their champion, the AEW Women's Champion, couldn't get a promo, an uninterrupted promo, in her hometown of San Antonio. Don't get me wrong. She eventually got to do her promo, but it should have happened in San Antonio. So why is it that Britt Baker could do a promo uninterrupted in her hometown, but Thunder Rosa couldn't? What's up with that? You know? I did not like that. Did not sit well with me. And again, I like Britt Baker. I like Thunder Rosa. I just don't think it was fair that Britt Baker got this segment and Thunder Rosa did it. So the main event of tonight's show was a coffin match. It was Darby Allin versus Andrade. This was a great match. Honestly, it really was fantastic. Of course, there was interference by AFO. The Blade attempted to cause a distraction. Mark Quinn even was beating up on Darby Allin. And then Darby Allin was whacking people with that skateboard. Here's the cool part. It went into the crowd. Sting was like dressed like as a fan. And he attacked Blade and Mark Quinn. And then Andrade went crashing into the steel steps. Mark went with the chair shot to Sting, but then Sting, it didn't affect Sting. He was just like, what? And then he did a cross body to everybody. Like at his age, Sting, at his age, doing a cross body. That's incredible. I mean, it's not the first time he does it, but it's still incredible nevertheless, because like homeboy 60. So after that, Darby got sent crashing onto a ramp by Andrade. So we find out also too that the inside of the coffin, like the top half, has thumbtacks. Hence why when Andrade tried to pick it up earlier in the match, he went like that. So Darby does a tope suicida, and him and Andrade go crashing into the coffin. Darby tries to close it, but Jose the assistant stops him from doing so. And he sends Jose the assistant crashing into the top half of the coffin that has the thumbtacks. So ow. And then like he tries to keep slamming it, and finally he slams it. So Darby Allin ends up being victorious in this incredible main event. And then the Hardy Boys come out, and I guess it kind of like, you know, they did the whole delete thing, which I thought was incredible. So wow, like incredible show, top to bottom. Like honestly, like tonight's show was freaking amazing. However, like I said, my one complaint was the Britt Baker promo. I don't think it was entirely fair that she got to do a promo uninterrupted in her hometown while Thunder Rosa couldn't do it. So for that, I have to knock a peg down, and I have to give tonight's show a 9 out of 10. Incredible show, but if they would have just given Thunder Rosa her chance to do her promo in her hometown and Britt did her promo in her hometown, probably would have been a perfect 10. But no, they didn't. So that's why I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. But nevertheless, fun show. Thank you guys all so much for watching and for your continued support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And I'll see you guys tomorrow after Impact Wrestling. Have a great night, you guys. Bye.